11 harsh truths about life I've discovered as a 60-year-old. Now, folks, this is my list. I'm trying to be genuine and honest. Don't judge me. If you don't agree with something on my list, just move on. These are for me. I'm sharing them with you. Maybe they will spark something inside of you. Try them on. See if they fit. If they don't, move on. If they do, there's some inspiration. Let me know in the comments, okay? Now, don't assume I'm perfect at these. These are life lessons and a standard I want to live up to. But I'm not perfect at all on these. But these are now clear in my awareness, and they've changed over the years and solidified. So I wanted to share them with you. My original goal was to come up with 5 of these, and as I kept going, I came up with 11. So sorry about that. I'm gonna have to talk faster. Some people listen to me on 1.5 speed. So I'm gonna go through these, no particular order. Number 1, my wife and I will be lucky to have 15 good, healthy years left. That's our health span. That's not saying we're going to die. That means we want to get something done. We want to have experiences. We want to travel. We want to start a business. We want to do whatever. You'll be lucky to have 15 good years left. Now, good chance I'm not going to be the exception. We can all cite anomalies of people that were active at 80. My dad is 88 years old and very healthy and very physically active, goes to the gym a few days a week. My grandpa was 93 when he died, and the week before he died, he was riding his bike to church. So we can all cite anomalies, but if you want to play the odds, about 15 more years, especially when there's 2 of us. The question is, am I acting like it? It's a question for myself. Am I acting like I got 15 years left? Am I valuing my time like that? I prove every day what's important to me by where I spend my time. I love that. I've learned that years ago. Example, stop complaining, stop gossiping. There's 2 sides to every story. Be careful judging people. Create experiences, strengthen relationships. Strengthen, for example, if you don't have the best relationship with your brother, hey, reach out to him, okay? Talk to him, talk through it, okay? Spend time with people that challenge your thinking and make you better. Number 2, diet and exercise are huge to your longevity. By far, the 2 most controllable things you can do to increase your health span is diet and exercise. Drugs, legal drugs, getting your physical, all the preventive care, all that's good stuff. But they aren't even close to the impact you can have on your health span as diet and exercise, okay? Now, you're not gonna hear that on the television ads or in magazine ads or in YouTube ads. You're not gonna hear that because there's no money in you eating healthy and exercising. Own it. And as I'm reading these aren't lectures to you, they're reflections of me. This is a performance challenge for me, okay? So I'm reading these to myself. Number 3, money is not a top 4 concern. Not a top 4 concern for me. My faith, my family, my health, and friends all trump money. And I know a lot of you that are, a few years from retirement, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. All you're doing is working on the money part of the equation. Well, now that I'm 60, I just want to give you a heads up. This may become true for you. It's not a top 4 item. Number 4, no one cares about my career. I was a successful engineer, leader, manager. I've been retired now 6 years, and my career is getting more and more insignificant. It's not a big part of my day, not a big part of my week, month, even year, what I used to do. My message, do great work, but don't make work priority number 1 or number 2. Number 5, being present counts in relationships. Being present. I have a Aunt Dottie and Uncle Bob that I spoke at their 50th wedding anniversary. And one of the things I said, that's probably the first thing I said, is Aunt Dottie and Uncle Bob were always present in my life. They didn't just send a card at my graduation from 8th grade or high school or college, my birthday, Christmas. They were present. They got in their car and drove, okay? They were present, and I will always love them for that and remember that and be challenged by that. My mom and dad are the same way, but they're my parents that kind of have to do some of those things. But my Aunt Dottie and Uncle Bob had easy excuses not to, but they were present. Cards and phone calls and text are great, but they're not a substitute for being present at weddings, funerals, holidays, and just time on the back porch. Don't underestimate just carefree timelessness, sitting around on a summer afternoon on the back porch. Again, you prove every day what's important to you by where you spend your time. Number 6, fear of embarrassment is huge pre-60. Honestly, I shouldn't have included this item, but because I broke through it, fear of embarrassment, much earlier in my life, probably around 35 or so. But I know I'm unique in that. Awkward conversations with a family member where you get your feelings hurt. For example, I hear this a lot. You missed my child's wedding, so I'm not going to talk to you anymore. So how do you, there's two sides to every story, but how are you going to break through that and strengthen the relationship because you went through that, having that crucial conversation, crack through that that very thin shell of uncomfortableness, I think that's a word, with genuine caring for the other, and watch what happens. I mean, it's usually 30 seconds of awkward conversation, and then it just grows from there, and you'll be glad you did. I am actually sought out for that, for awkward conversations. People say, hey, Joe, can you say something to this person? Joe, can you handle this situation? Because of fear of embarrassment and being uncomfortable. Stop caring what others think when you are being genuine, honest, and caring. The same category. Ask for what you want without regard to the reaction. Just this week, I've been working with my mom. Was in the hospital and she's now in rehab, and she's got a tough road ahead of her. And I had to negotiate some cost reductions. I shared the situation with the administrator of the rehab facility, and told my dad's situation, told him what decisions we were looking at making, and we liked their facility. And so I asked for a price cut. They gave it to me. What can go wrong? All they could do is tell you no. Look for a longer video on long-term care. I'm putting that together with some of my experiences this week. It's been a long week. Number 7, small and insignificant nudges can change someone's life. These are nudges, are little bits of information, crucial conversations, awkward moments, little career coaching, personal experience can change somebody's life. I learned this, it was a gift from a few coworkers of mine, employees, people that generally they worked for me or they were peers. They were brave enough to tell me what impact I had on their life. A lot of this came at my retirement party. Some of them took a leadership role because I saw something in them. They were a good engineer, a good individual contributor, and they took a leadership role, and it changed their life, changed their income, changed their situation. One individual I'm thinking about took a corporate role when he was very, very comfortable at a plant, and he took a corporate role. A lot of you retired early because you listen to my videos. I get this a lot. Please let me know in the comments if somehow, some way I nudged you and you retired a little bit earlier than you thought was possible. Do that not only for me, but to inspire others. Anyway, enough on retirement. It's a gift to give. Your nudging is a gift to give. So give it, okay? Give it. Number 8, accomplishments and goals. Attaining those, that euphoria is short-lived. It's going to fade fast, and I mean fast. You dream about the promotion, you get the promotion, 2 days later, you're back to work, back to the grind, back to the stress, back to the accomplishments. So the accomplishments, everything's not going to be great when you get the new car, you get the wife, you get the girl, you get the corporate recognition. That all fades. It all fades. You may have retired early, and it's like, hey, that's a great accomplishment. But then what are you going to do with your time? That happens on Monday. What am I going to do with my time? Maybe you traveled 5 places on your bucket list. You got all 5 done. What are you going to do next? The secret that I've learned, and many of you already know this, but I want to state it, it's all about the journey. How we conduct ourselves, do the work, and treat others. It's about the journey. Learn to love the journey. In the end, I want to be a good Catholic. I want to be a good person, good husband, good dad, son, brother, grandpa, friend, and mentor. That's what I'm trying to do, and that's a journey. And I don't always do great with those. Probably especially on the husband side. I'm better at some of the others. Number 9, stuff does not buy happiness. Time on your priorities, what matters. Again, your master is where you spend your time. Again, this is reflection on me. Giving to others my time, talent, and treasure has 100 times the impact as me receiving. Here's an example. This is not a true example, but just for illustration. I would rather give away $1,000 to somebody in need than receive a surprise gift of $1,000. I mean, by a lot. I love helping others. It's not even close. I'm on the Habitat paint crew. We build houses. I paint houses for people that are just thoroughly excited to be receiving a house that they never thought was possible. I'm on the Parks Board for my small little town here. I'm the HOA board president. You may say, what does that have to do with anything, Joe? It says, well, sometimes somebody's grass is too tall. And I assume something is going on, and I may go cut their grass. I've done this a couple times. I'll just say, get out the mower, walk down the street with it, and cut their grass. I assume something's going on. Hey, if a neighbor has storm damage and tree limbs are in their yard, or they got some cleanup going on, just go help them. Just go out and help them. But don't be I don't even knock on their door to ask permission. I just drag my trash can up there, walk up, and help. Maybe I bend the HOA rules for somebody that needs a little help, a little special situation. Number 11. Gosh, I'm already on 11. This is going fast. The more I study my faith, the more I love it. My engineering background, just the way I'm wired, I'm wired for facts, data, charts, go and see. What I see with my senses matters, science. Early in my life, it was kind of an obstacle, my faith, just take things on faith. You're not supposed to, that's why it's called faith. It doesn't all add up sometimes. But with effort, study, it's changed. And, I love the Old Testament, the New Testament in the Bible. They're life-changing stories and connections in there. I love my faith. I'm stronger in my faith and stronger in my belief because I spent time on it. Again, you prove what's important to you by where you spend your time. I'm going to link a song here. You don't have to do it. But it's called Everybody Talks to God. It's a country music. I think it's very powerful. Everybody is in a different phase of their life, different phase of their faith life. And I think this has a strong message in it. Everybody eventually talks to God. Okay, there's my 11. I wish it was a shorter list, but I came up with 11. What lessons or mantras do you now have in your senior years? Maybe it's 60, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 70. I don't care. But what lessons that you've learned that you didn't know when you were 30, 35, 40, that you can share with the group and have us all benefit from your experience? Add it to the comments. Add it to the comments. And if you're not reading the comments, you're missing out. You're only getting Joe knowledge. when you're reading the comments, I'm telling you, there's gold in there. It's Joe out.